This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people that have businesses and brands out there. Email us right now at advertise@hiphopun.com and you will get an opportunity to put your brand right in front of each video that we do. And let me tell you, the prices are crazy affordable. You definitely can afford it. Email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com. In a recent interview with the Breakfast Club, Stephen A. Smith opened up about the powers that be sending people to actually try to destroy him. Now, this interview probably was done a month or so ago on the Breakfast Club, and it's a small insert from that show where Stephen A. Smith actually explains a couple different times where people were sent at him to try to get him caught up. Everybody take heed and listen to this, man. This video is brought to you by hiphopun.com. Hip hop, the letter UN.com is our official website. And this clip is courtesy of the Breakfast Club. Rotate.
You gotta be careful. Look at the position I'm in. Come on, man. Come on, man. You think that I haven't had opportunities to get with folks in the industry and whatever? Yo, I ain't playing that game. You know, they ain't worth my check. They're not worth what I built to try and accomplish for myself. I'm not going that route. That's just me.
They'll send people at somebody like you.
Hell yes, and they have,
yes.
and they have, and they have to listen. You can't put it past anybody because you got people, and they listen. They're gonna come at you in a variety of ways. I've been in situations where I've been propositioned covering the NBA playoffs, NBA finals, and I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but I wondered who sent them. Because the women were a little bit too aggressive. I'm like, I don't think I look like Godzilla, but I ain't that damn attractive. Now, they're a little bit too aggressive here. I mean, why they acting like they got to get with me? Something's fishy about this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, but you have that suspicion. You gotta be careful though. And that sixth sense, that intuition, you gotta get in self-protective mode. You gotta be like, this is a little too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right about this. You know, I mean,
my girlfriends want to know.
me meeting a honey or whatever. All right, fine. All right, that happens with all of us. But 3 women coming up to me at the same time, I say, thank you, but no thank you, and they still coming. They don't want to take no for an answer. They trying to find out what hotel I'm in, what hotel room I'm in, rather, because we were in the lobby of the hotel. This happened in Dallas years ago during the finals between Dallas and the Miami Heat. And I'm sitting there like, this is too good to be true. Ain't no way in hell these women want me like this. Something real fishy. Hell no. I'm not going for that. I mean, I'm a confident brother, but damn, nah, I'm not falling for that.
So that's some great advice given by the OG Stephen A. Smith. And the advice is good for all men, but mainly men with power, men with money, men with influence, men with fame, men that are somebody. I think the target's on your back. It can definitely happen to an everyday guy, but to me, it typically happens, to guys who have, something to gain, or people have something to gain from this guy, a multimillionaire, somebody who's attached to a lot of money and fame. This could definitely happen. Now, we were doing an interview with somebody. They were talking about how, they talked to an athlete, and an athlete told them that he caught wind. And I forget the exact person. I forget who they were referencing, but it was a famous person. And they said that they caught wind of that when a lot of these different athletes, will go to different cities. There'll be these groupies, but these weren't regular groupies. These were groupies that actually, would purposely try to get with guys to blackmail them, sleep with the guy, get him in a hotel room. Next thing you know, they're saying, look, if you don't do this and give me so-and-so, $10,000, $5,000, car, whatever, I'm going to say that you are to me, right? And I looked at that and I said, man. And as much as great women there is out there, stand-up women that will never do stuff like that, there are women out there and men. This is not a sexist thing, but we're talking about a man here, Stephen A. Smith, and women trying to, get him. There are women out there that, are all about the money, as we call them, gold diggers, that will try to hem you up, that will lie, that will make accusations about you, false accusations, in order to try to get money, fame, notoriety. I think we see it happen with a lot of people in the industry. Now, some of the dudes are just guilty. Some of the dudes is freaks, they perverts, and they guilty. But some of the dudes are completely innocent, and they're getting caught up in a web of lies. and false accusations. Because as Coolio said, rest in peace to the OG Coolio, he said, when you're a celebrity and somebody says something, people think it's true whether it's true or not. It's just a perception about it. Oh, Coolio did this person did everybody's just going to believe it, and that's just, it's sad that it's that way, but that's just the way it is. He hit that nail right on the head. So this is good advice. This is not good advice, it's great advice. Women coming up to you, trying to get with you, and anything can happen, man. And, oh, he drugged me. Oh, he gave me alcohol. He slipped me this, and it may not even happen now. We see stuff that is lined up for years, 20, 30 years down the line. Stephen A. Smith have a king. Somebody come out and say, oh, look what Stephen A. did. His legacy be cemented. One of the greatest sports writers, one of the greatest sports commentators of all time. And you would have somebody that'll come up and say, oh, back in so-and-so at the Ritz-Carlton, he did this. And then his legacy is tarnished over a mere accusation. We've seen it happen too many times. So take heed to it. I understand that, when you're single, when you're out in the streets and the woman is out there, you're going to sow your royal oats. I mean, guys in their 20s and 30s, I mean, if I was in my 20s, with millions of dollars, I will probably be a loose cannon out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. But as you get older and wiser, it's some 90 that just ain't worth it. Some punani. You be like, you know what, man? It's better knowing that I could have had it than actually having it sometimes, because it ain't worth the headache. It ain't worth this. It ain't worth that. I'm going home to this. And that's why, I think it's powerful to get locked down with a strong queen and continue to make sure that you're going home and being faithful, every night, because that way the door's not open for anything. Now, if he goes and he, has intercourse or does something, whatever, one of these women, now it's DNA and everything is left to interpretation that happens behind the door. She could say, oh, he was a monster, he did this, and it was all consensual. But since he actually did something with her and there's evidence, he looks like the monster. Not to say that Stephen ain't gonna never get no punani, in the streets. He could be in Dallas or Philly somewhere and somebody want to throw it to him. He could do it, he's a grown man. But you got to just be selective, careful in who you're dealing with. Maybe you can't always have a one-night stand. Maybe you got to go on a courtship. You got to do some private investigating on these chicks, find out who they really are and what their history is. I mean, that's just how it really gets, I'm sure, on a level that he's at. Especially him being ESPN. He's already hated by a lot of people because of his, his brash opinion on certain things. And he's loved by a lot of people. But I'm sure there's people out there that want to take him out. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying physically kill him, but just take him out and take him off his pedestal because they want to be in his position. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It's about the Outta Man Hip Hop News Uncensored. This video is brought to you by hiphopun.com. The actual video of Stephen A. Smith talking, was courtesy of the Breakfast Club. He was on the Breakfast Club talking about a situation out in Dallas when 3 women tried to, get with him. He thought it was too good to be true. He didn't make the decision. Hey, man, hit the like button. Hit the lickety like button for your boy on the road to 1 million subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel to help us get there. And better yet, subscribe to the channel to keep informed when stuff goes down. We're keeping you guys and girls updated when something happens in hip-hop. We're giving to you uncensored over here. We got interviews coming. 2 this week, actually 3 this week lined up. So that's about to get rolling again. We just, embarked upon a new studio, so things got stagnant for about a week and a half. But we back. About to get that nonstop content, man. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell, select the option to get all notifications from this channel. It's your brother, Outta Man, over and out. Peace.